With all these windows, this video ought to be sponsored by Windex. Hello and welcome everybody to Bish's RV. My name is Josh the RV Nerd, hanging out here in Ludington, Michigan today. Basically, the destination travel trailer capital of Michigan, because this is the highest volume destination trailer store in the state of Michigan, and actually our entire organization. These folks up here, they just really understand this kind of camper. And this is something a little different, not for everybody, but it's very cool. The idea behind something like this is like, listen, I just want to get it there, and I want to leave it there. I don't want to have to haul it around. That's where this comes into play. Instead of a fifth wheel, that like you're spending a lot of money on tires and wheels and running gear and auto leveling that you're not really using if you're destination camping. This thing, you just tow it there, park it, Ron Peel, set it, and forget it. And frankly, you don't even need a tow vehicle. We could assist you with that. Now, what we're looking at today is actually a Grand Lodge, which is the, well, in Wildwood terms. We're actually looking at a Salem. Salem and Wildwood are the same thing. Wildwood calls it a lodge or a Grand Lodge. So we're looking at the big brother here, which is 8.5 foot wide. It's 8.5 foot tall, 7 foot tall slide outs inside, now carpetless. And these things also have like a 20-gallon, basically residential water heater system. So if you want to take some serious back-to-back hot showers, or this is the kind of thing a lot of people live in for a lot longer. If someone's cooking up a storm in the kitchen, you don't have to get a chilly willy dealing with the, I can't believe I said that. Dealing with cold showers. I'm going to show you up, down, and in between, left, right, and center on this one. And if you, I'm gonna get a call from somebody from that one. That was funny. If you like what we're doing here for you, hit that subscribe button. Let's get started. Now, as I'm going to mention probably a bunch of times in this video, this is the big brother of the Salem Wildwood Destination Series. And no, that's not your phone dinging, in case you heard that on camera. That's actually mine. For whatever reason, apparently I forgot to turn off my ringer, and my friends, they forget that I work during the day, neither here nor there. So what are we looking at? We're 8.5 foot wide, we're 8.5 foot tall inside, and I love that extra little kind of pseudo barn beam, header beam, decorative, I'm an idiot, looking thing up here, because I think it helps define the living room versus the kitchen. But more on that topic, the fact that this thing has about 1 billion acres of window coverage, all of which are UV tinted, all of which open for extreme airflow, and all of which have day-night blackout roller shades, which is fantastic. Now, compared to the more conventional stick and tin Wildwoods, we see furniture upgrades here. This is a little like, this is sort of like if a stick and tin Wildwood had a baby with a Heritage Glen fifth wheel. That's exactly what this is right here. You're getting some big features out of both families of RVs, but this floor plan, a destination trailer, like, you cannot get this kind of front window coverage, forward campsite facing windows in just anything. Like even that, okay, so even this Cedar Creek fifth wheel that you see across the way, tiny front windshield, like in a bedroom, that's actually a bedroom up there. So it's like, you're not really getting to look out of it very much. This is something else completely different. We have a Fire TV across from us, that big Insignia 4K smart TV right there, with our electric space heat and Tootsie Toaster below, and all sorts of little nighttime navigation lights. And I don't know why my voice keeps jumping 2 octaves. I'll see if I can get that under control. Apparently, Uncle Josh just joined the puberty club again. I remember, I think it was 7th or 8th grade history class, I had to give a report. I think it was talking about the red badge of courage. And I don't know why I said courage, like I'm Canadian suddenly. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not how I normally speak. Anyway, and my voice just like zoinks, just like went full on Shaggy. It was terrible. Anyway, so this is the front living dual loft, FLDL, also known as the Nerf Battle Loft up there. That's where you're going to be shooting down, basically just raining fire upon people. And notice, this thing has a very legit kitchen. You got good pantry space. I'll get this all opened up in a minute, but good prep space. Full-on residential refrigerator over here as well, because this RV really intended just to be parked in one spot. That gives you maximum cooling capacity. And because that is like contained well within inside the body of the RV itself, That means that it should not have trouble staying cool even in hot climates. For the 23s, they've changed up the flooring, the cabinet colors, and they've gone carpetless. Over here, we got the Thomas Paine collection. T-Pain! So, you know a funny thing in the RV industry? A lot of people don't realize this. You see, like, all these different RVs have that little plastic thing on the footrest. It's like the Thomas Paine collection, the such and such collection. It's all from the same furniture supplier. It's just named after their individual interior decorator. So there you go. The more you know, and as we learned from watching G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. Speaking of which, let's know a little bit more about this RV, shall we? We've got the blackout roller shades with a white, like, reflective backer on those. You see, that is a large trifold sleeper sofa, and there were household outlets on both of those side stands. So very, like, phone charge friendly. Got that wall-hugging theater with the big center console divider. Mr. Richard Vale, regular viewer, member of the RV Nerd Herd, will not like that. He prefers a more cuddle-compliant couch. These slide-outs, by the way, are 7 foot tall. So unless you're Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain, you're going to be able to stand up in there without a problem, not knocking your noggin, which is pretty darn great. And like I said, there's a lot of kitchen storage galore going on in here. Now, when we move up here into the Grand series, Grand Lodge, Grand Villa, we get things like a more fifth wheel style kitchen arrangement with like a little bit bigger oven. You see that sealed burner insignia stovetop over there. Just some upgrade features. You may have noticed they include a wastebasket in the bottom of that pantry you could move around. And did you notice? Yeah, that is a little toe stubber right there. Thankfully, your sink has a little toe cutaway so you can really belly up to the bar. I think if a lot of your prep space is over here, you're going to be okay. That's just, I don't know, that's just a guess. Anyway, one other thing I want to do is I want to sit down here at the sofa because that TV does not pivot. I don't think it needs to. Giving you the point of view, putting you in the driver's seat here from the sofa, this is what the thing looks like from the front to back. And, you know, whether you're sitting over here, like having a little conversation corner, laughing about America's funniest videos or whatever, whether you want to, like, kind of twist around and just sort of do the leg up. I don't have my shoes off, so I don't want to put them on the furniture, but, you know, just kind of lounge a little bit. You could lay down, have a nap-tastic afternoon. This is hashtag dad-approved stuff right here. And by the way, if somebody is sleeping in, you might notice you do have some privacy curtains up there so nobody has to watch you breathe. Hey, would you be willing to go to the bathroom with me? The RV's bathroom, that is. Vertical blinds here on that big sliding patio door, by the way. Working our way around it here, you actually have 2 toilet choices in these, which is interesting. Very few RVs give you toilet choices. We're looking at the fully self-contained version today. There actually is an option to get this built with a, like, household, like, China-style toilet. And then just basically a straight sewer pipe that goes right into on-site sewer. That's a different thing, though, so kind of keep that in mind. Make sure you know which one you're getting, because that could be a very big difference. Now, you might see this vent up here, and, like, you look at this, and with the loft above the shower, you're like, where does the steam from the shower go? It goes right up there. That is actually, like, a chimney. That's why there's this block right here that's actually like a I don't want to say tube because it's square in shape, but you get the idea. It's a tunnel. I don't know. It's similar to what John McClane crawled through in Nakatomi Tower on Christmas Day to make sure Santa could bring the presents to the kids. I don't remember. Anyway, wasn't that Alan Rickman's breakout role there in the movie Die Hard? As was Gruber? Was he Hans Gruber? Or was he Peter? Which one was in Die Hard with a Vengeance? Which one was just in Die Hard? Wow, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk about Die Hard so much here, but that's how I roll, guys. And you can obviously see I can roll myself right into that shower without hitting my head on stuff, unless I forget to duck going in and out of the shower with that sliding door. Ooh, I just noticed they fixed something. So they had a big drawer here last year, but then this thing? It used to just flop down, and whatever you had in it would just spill onto the floor. So they actually put a little catch in there now. Maybe a little, I don't know, toothbrush holder, something like that. I don't care. The fact is, it's not stupid anymore. And that looks like a lightsaber. Now, leaving the bathroom, moving back a little bit further, we come to a staircase, and built into the base of it is our central vacuum as well as the electric
dustpan on the right, which you don't really need any specific hoses for, but it does come with the hoses, the little pool cleaner kit for everything else. Now, following the stairway to heaven, moving on up to the east side, let's take a dogleg right. We'll go up to the Nerf Death Battle Loft over here. And you see there's a little storage here and there. You know, there's TV hookups. You could have like 12 TVs running around this thing if you wanted to. And again, privacy curtains. And just to give you a look, here's what I look like squeezing my way up into that thing, doing my best Punky Brewster impression with my little toesies just a kicking in the air. Don't you love my pigtails, guys? Anyway, moving on. Flipping around to the other side here, this is a double loft, so that's one of the kind of cool things about this. You've got extra individualized sleeping spaces, and I could see this being very popular for like, you know, if you have it just parked somewhere, maybe sometimes you have guests, sometimes kids, sometimes adults. You could use this as attic storage space if you needed to. There are, by the way, in this center sort of divider, household and USB outlets on both sides of that. And you see that there is central air up top here. There is also ducting down into the drop frame bedroom below us. But once again, just giving you a look at like how I fit in and around this thing. You can see that I can, inside, upside, left, right, center, upside down. I can fit about every which way but loose in this thing. Right turn, Clyde. And by the way, just to my left, as I'm sitting here recording this, you saw that that was a big cabinet. There's actually hanging closet hooks in the top of that. Not very tall, but if you got a little kid up here, they probably don't need anything very tall. Now, sliding our way back down here, there's a giant window right here. It does not open for airflow, but it doesn't really have like an airflow partner. Instead, just, I mean, you know, middle of the night, middle of the day, you can just peek out and just really stalk your campsite, man. Look at this thing. Anyway, as I said, this is a drop frame bedroom. You may notice we actually step down over here. We're going to talk about how that can be a little problematic for park use and building a deck onto the RV when we go outside. Now, down in here, this is about, I'm shooting from the hip, just under 7 foot tall lower deck. Oops. Well, hey, in case you were curious, 49.5 inch diagonal Insignia Fire TV edition, you know, thing over here, so you can Netflix and chill or whatever you feel like doing out there in the living room. Regardless, okay, what do we got over here? We have ourselves, as you can see, king bed and just windows all over the place. Not a massive like wall spot for a TV hookup in here, but I kind of think like you might put a big stand TV on this thing that, since this is an RV that doesn't get moved a lot, I don't know. I feel like that, personally, I feel like that could work. Over here on our right, let me kind of pivot out of the way a little bit. And actually, let me give you a look without the Amazon box in the way and then open all that up for you. Now, one of the options that you could apply to this RV in this area is actually washer dryer prep. It does stick out a little bit though, and that door kind of becomes problematic. It kind of fights the bed base for space. And as a result, I don't know, it feels a little bit janky to me, you know? Anyway, I think I have enough battery power to close the slides. I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully I've got enough juice left. I'm running low. All right, yeah, well, hey, got that done. The thing is, it ain't going to do you much good. Instead of road mode, call this seasonal storage mode, but you're not going to get to the refrigerator. I guess if you're in a pinch and you just swing by the campsite, you could swing into that bathroom real quick. The loft is obviously easily accessible. And you could use the sliding patio door, or you could use this like personal pass-through door to be able to get back here into the bedroom and access, I don't know, a little of the storage. Then again, this is not really made for being used with the slides closed, but hey, I figured why not.
All right, so to begin with, we have the Little Brother series here, 8 foot wide, 8 foot tall. Inside, the body measurements rather, not total exterior height. But as you can see, the Big Brother clearly visibly dwarfs it. When you see them side by side like this, this is such a good example. I don't usually get a chance to showcase this. The Grand series is wider. It is taller. It is, well, grander. And pardon me. Got myself laughing, about choked on my own air. Anyway, you're noticing one has tin skin, one has fiberglass. Both can be outfitted with a fiberglass option, by the way. You tend to see them very often like this. The little brother people tend to be a little more price conscious. The big brother people want all the glitz and glitter, and that's kind of what you're getting here. Now, compared to the common stick and tins, we have UV tinted windows, which is kind of nice. And just, again, all the window coverage off the front of this thing is fantastic over here. Most of these big models in this lineup can actually be ordered with a optional detachable tongue hitch, which does mean you have to store the propane tank somewhere else. Some parks may not want you to do that though, because then it's something that, like, if there's a fire, they couldn't hook it and haul it real quick. So kind of keep that in mind. Always check with your like seasonal site, campground owner, whatever the case may be. Now you've got that enclosed forced air heated accessibility down here with those sectionalized panels that if some of them need to be dropped for service work to get to something, you can. Now you might have noticed this one in my spec chart. I wrote 40 plus 40 for gray. That's because this has a 40-gallon gray tank for the kitchen and a 40-gallon gray tank for the bathroom. So it seems like the gray capacity is just out of whack, but that's just all they use at this factory is 40-gallon tanks. Now, speaking of tanks, for tuning into this video, I'd like to tell you thanks a lot. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But more specifically, the water heater tank. This has a like a residential, basically 20-gallon electric water heater, 20-gallon vessel on that thing. So you can have a very sizable hot water reserve just waiting for you. Additionally, it does have several, various, like right here is your black and your gray for your bathroom. Up front, that is just a gray tank exhaust straight from the kitchen. Now, it does have two hookups. They are close, thankfully, but you notice how close they are to the wheels. They just couldn't cross-plumb everything and clear the axles for transit, unfortunately. So you're going to have to do kind of a two-stage jump, but this is close enough. I think a Y-splitter is a legitimate opportunity, and thankfully none of these are buried under a slide where they're hard to get to. Now, these certainly have walkable roofs, and they are prepped for a ladder. What's interesting is a rear ladder is actually optional on these, and surprisingly to me, it is not a popular option. I don't know. Maybe I just come from a more conventional towable travel trailer kind of background. It just doesn't make sense to me, because one of the things I hear from a lot of people in the conventional travel trailer world is, if this doesn't have a ladder, no sale. But I guess in destination trailers, that's not necessarily the case. And you may have noticed the storage under the headboard area of the bed there. That is one of the major Achilles heels of almost any destination trailer. People often refer to as park model. Not technically the same thing, but close enough anyway. They just don't have a lot of space for outside storage. So a lot of people have like a little shed or something. Now with a slide over on the campsite of the RV, it does mean that like if you wanted to put a deck or something onto this, it's a little trickier, especially considering you have a drop frame in the back where it steps down into the bedroom. You see, that's 2 steps, that's 3, and the whole door sits lower. So if you're going to put a deck on this, you almost have to put a 2-level deck or just a one little platform deck for your main entry door. So whether you're looking for the Salem or the Wildwood, the Baby Bear or the Papa Bear, whatever you want, we got it here. And actually, this location also has like Cedar Creek destination trailers, Sierras. They have all kinds of destination trailers here. Now they have a bunch of other travel trailers and fifth wheels too. But if you're looking, for some information on something like this, I would give these people at this place a call. In return for the fair shake you're working with you and earning your business, they're some of the best equipped to answer questions in kind of a specialty market here. I think that's kind of a cool thing that we have in our organization. So when you're ready, we're ready. And until then, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Almost forgot what I was going to say. I'm still laughing at the Chili Willy remark.